Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Natasha. I'm a master in Jungian and post-Jungian studies, and I am the founder of Alchemisa, which is a school of self-development that helps you to learn a little bit more about yourself. And I would like to share a little bit more about the project that we are starting now. This is weekly articles that I'm writing about the process of inner growing and the implication that this has in your process, because I guess a lot of the times we want to change things inside and we quite don't know how to do it. And what I truly believe is that we really benefit from having someone that have done similar work. They can help us to understand a little bit where we can get stuck or common places of feelings that it can occur along the way. So the first article that I created to talk a little bit more about this is about the process when you are changing and how this process can feel lonely, and also it can feel a little bit overwhelming because somehow you feel more disconnected from the people that you used to connect well, usually because a lot of the times when we are unaware, the type of connection that we create with people is something that we can call trauma bonds, or we can also say they are done in a dynamic that is majorly unconscious. So it can just reinforce the negative beliefs and understandings about ourselves that we have. And that is a way to protect these masks that we're gonna call persona that we create to adjust for society. And in order to do that, of course, we learn how to hide the part of ourselves that when we were a child and we're trying to express, they didn't seem to be very well accepted by our family members or by our professors, teachers, people that were around us when we are in a very open state of mind and didn't have the maturity to judge the interactions that we're having. So we kind of just embrace that without any judgment or filter, and that in an unconscious way starts shifting and shaping the way that we think about ourselves. So this is one thing that I think is very important to highlight. And I also say that it is so important to have commitment and patience with yourself, because I think when I started to do this work in a more intense way, that was around 7 years ago, and I had a naive expectation that once I start doing inner work, I would not encounter any difficulties and challenges anymore, that everything would be like smooth and easier. And in some ways it became easier, in other ways we keep being asked to grow and we are challenging in ways that we have not experienced before. So that is interesting, and at the same time it invites us to keep open mind about our process of growing and changing. And another thing that I like to say is that one of the principles of Alchemisa, as the name suggests, is connect with the idea of alchemy, that is this esoteric science of transformation. So as the name of the school suggests, Alchemisa is connect with alchemy, that is this process of inner transformation that happens when we start looking into ourselves. And one thing that for me is very interesting to highlight as well is that I believe that when we start doing our self-development slash self-awareness learning process, we change, but not because we are transforming in something or someone different, but in fact we are letting go all these extra layers and pills that we have around us, as I say, that we built to adjust, and we are just learning how to be safe without having so many coping mechanisms, as people pleasing, as having very strong personality and have difficulty to control your emotions, and it can happen so many other different ways. Well, this is just an introduction. I just wanted to come here and break out of my own bubble and break out of my comfortable zone, because for the past few years I have been dreaming of putting Alchemist in motion, and because I was expecting to receive um, reassurance from the outside, and I was always waiting for the right time to make a movement, because I didn't want to be imperfect, basically. I just end up pushing always back my desire to talk, to communicate, to write, and to share a little bit more of the experience that I have collected all over these years that I have been doing self-development alongside with my academic journey, that also is connect with psychology and social science. So I wrote a little bit more about this in an article that would give you a little bit of time to read, to think about it. Article that I wrote, that is some information about the ideas that I used to create this article, and it might be interesting for you to check that as well. And I'll be happy to hear your feedback. You can also follow us on social media. I'm present on Instagram and in the website. And of course, if you'd like to connect a little bit more with me, you can write here in the comments below, or you can write in the Instagram, whatever way is easier for you. Uh, so this is just a start off, and I'm really pleased that you took the time to be here, and just want to say thank you. I'll see you next week. Bye.